The way that she controls the game and play makes and gets everybody involved, but also, the step backs and her shot. She reminds me a lot of Luka in the sense of like they both can control the game so well.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlyn Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit.
Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlyn Clark. Y'all petty girls.
Caitlyn Clark has established herself as her thrilling style of play in the WNBA is transforming drawing and the game. Greater awareness than the league has ever had. Observed, but her influence extends beyond. It's making its way to the NBA from the WNBA, where she is receiving praise from stars with Caitlyn's rapid ascent that the spotlight has brought about. Fame evokes both awe and hostility. Doesn't only get applause, it draws critics, and has even produced numerous. As your name becomes more well-known, WNBA Bullies, the more people want you to fail. Everybody has something to say about. Not everything about Caitlyn Clark is good, but here's the catch. NBA players are not remaining quiet. They confronted the pressure, and they're now voicing their opinions in Caitlyn's defense against these WNBA. What do the players who despise her do? NBA's biggest names have their thoughts in. Continue to show support for Caitlyn as we hear the compliments, counsel, and remarks of assistance from people who are aware of steps to overcome the cacophony KKIT. Already, Clark's presence is changing. It's only a matter of the Indiana fever period of time prior to becoming a force. Clark doesn't know how to lose, and after the fever, when the proper components are added, nothing will halt. Her winning approach has been noticeable since her time in college, and it's why WNBA arenas are always full. Fans have followed her as she takes the court, her path from Iowa and around those. NBA player Kobe White is one of the admirers. Kobe White's passion for Caitlyn is, without a doubt, he possessed some amazing remarks about her that might potentially astonish you during her rookie. Kobe White has been one of her this season greatest admirers and, to be honest, who would not have her gaudy highlights? With performances that broke records, Caitlyn. Everyone has been enthralled with Clark, including NBA players that understand excellence when they observe it.
Supporting Caitlyn Clark for a while and what she's been doing for the games. This is my first time seeing him in person, so it's been dope.
What was it like when you saw her hit that three?
Which one? The one that broke the record was crazy. I think she put up 2 feet beyond half court. So for me to see it in person, she's legit. She's the best. So she's the GOAT. So her skill set far exceeds everyone else.
Additionally, Patrick Beverley has offered commentary on Caitlyn Clark pointed out that every event involving Clark pulls greater number of eyeballs than any other. Naturally, WNBA players include the Patrick Beverley-like mannerisms of her rivals. She has been receiving a good number of hard fouls and dubious filthy plays similar to the Beverley's contributions to an NBA. However, superstars Beverley is quick too. Caitlyn Clark deserves respect for her domination. He pointed out that she had control over the WNBA. The additional focus is excellent for the league as well on the podcast of Gilbert Aris. Additionally, Beverley disclosed that he has done WNBA players' practices and was impressed by their ability to. This is especially true for Caitlyn. Clark is sufficiently skilled to lead to her power in spite of lacking the exceptional physical characteristics that other greats do.
This woman, Caitlyn Clark, she's not the tallest. She doesn't have a crazy frame that, but she got women's basketball on lock right now. And she hasn't really been in it in a while. And a lot of people haven't seen a lot of it. Anything that happens with her is going to be magnified, right? Which is great for the WNBA.
An additional supporter of Caitlyn Clark is Luka Doncic, the European wonder boy. Numerous have drawn comparisons between Luka and Clark because, too, how each of them forces their will on offensively throughout the game, and as a result of their quick ascent to prominence as the face of their. According to the appropriate league, Luka is an intense rival who disparages conversations. Other gamers continuously and psychotically tries to demonstrate how he is far superior to everyone else. That is what adds even greater significance to his words. Amazing that he makes the extra effort to honor Clark as yet another legendary figure in the game and even as a superior to him. That's some great recognition for shooting. Among the most confident jumpers, there are currently shooters out there.
The woman with Steph Curry. She can shoot it better than me.
Apparently, Caitlyn Clark is pursuing the same route that Luka established, out when the well-known prodigy turned. The first step along that journey, superstar, is being almost the undisputed rookie of the year, in which Caitlyn and Luka both have finished, and Luka was just off by 2 votes, with Caitlyn losing by only 1. It was evident right away these two would be in charge of the league eventually. Luka has completed his potential and has already attained untouchable offensive output heights. The likelihood is high that Caitlyn will be doing the same thing shortly.
Caitlyn, congratulations on an amazing season. Rookie of the Year is a big honor. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Additionally, Caitlyn has been. Tyrese Haliburton is superior to. Both of them have a lot in common. Are both exceptional three-point shooters. They utilize this talent to create plays for their teammates. Comparable methods of play is apparent, but they also appear to be playing in comparable situations. Both of them are rising celebrities that have already created a name for themselves following their placement in Indiana, the basketball-mad state. Not surprisingly, the press got Halton's interpretation of Clark right away, entering his city and turning into another basketball player in the same organization.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for her to be here. I think it brings a lot of excitement to the city. You know, a city with a lot of young talent already as it is, and adding her, you know, she's one of the faces of women's basketball, and for her to be here and under the same roof, you know, I think is really exciting for me, and I think a lot of people in our organization. And just look forward to, you know, watching her grow throughout the process, watching her get better. Looking forward to actually being able to cheer for her now. You know, now she's with the good guys.
Thus far, the two have truly clicked, and they watch all the time each other's games and have developed a strong bond. Tyrese's friends discuss viewing more and more WNBA contests as a result of his renewed desire to keep up with Clark and the Indiana Fever as they continue to get better. Hopefully, they become a competitive squad with Tyrese Haliburton's speed, with the Indiana Pacers as well.
And it's been really cool to see her growth this last year, and the Fever as a whole, to see Kelsey get some playoff experience, and just the whole group, Aaliyah, the whole group. Just really cool to follow the team, and it's unfortunate that they lost, but they're a young group. They'll be back for success, and now locked in, watching more WNBA.
And right when you believed that things couldn't be any more fascinating, Shaquille O'Neal's commendation was directed toward a higher level on the podcast of Angel Reese. Shaq was unreserved in his praise of Caitlyn directly before her largest hater. It was a significant NBA moment. Caitlyn Clark's famous support in the most surprising locations that Shaq had to declare without a doubt that Caitlyn is unique, and even her most critical opponents were unable to disregard it and prepare to hear it clearly, directly into the large diesel.
And I was a hater because, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot. And bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth.
The disputes and tremendous strain on numerous other players could be made by Caitlyn. Anthony Davis, the star of the Lakers, falters, praises Clark for her exceptional performance. Handled everything that we know. Davis was among the most well-known prospects. He has also entered the league. Moreover, observed a prospect that was substantially more hyped in his buddy and lifelong friend. LeBron James. Davis is aware of how this narrative goes by. He is aware of how challenging it everything is, the constant criticism that the media's portrayal of the physicality leap. As a novice following what he's observed from It's not surprising that Clark has so far hopeful for her future achievements. She has overcome every obstacle with grace and perseverance.
I think she handles all the criticism and everything that's going on, fairly well. She never let nothing knock her off her square, man. I just saw the interview when she was they asked her about not being on the Olympic team.
What a great answer she gave.
Great answer. I think she'll be fine, and all the stuff about the physicality and it comes with the league.
It comes with it, yeah.
By now, you've heard it a lot, but in actuality, physicality has recently been a popular subject of conversation with the WNBA, and Caitlyn Clark, particularly the just WNBA attention, also results in a lot of likenesses to the NBA because it has. NBA has been the more well-known product. Michael Porter Jr., the champion, has even guessed Caitlyn's performance in the NBA highlights in his podcast, The Intrinsic Variations in Physicality. Among the NBA and WNBA, his remarks regarding Caitlyn Clark aren't the best thing, but the reality that she's even included in this conversation is evidence of her excellence.
Caitlyn's cold. That's the one girl that I was like, okay, if she was in an NBA game, on defense, she would get cooked. Offensively, she'll knock down some corner threes or a swing three. She actually would, because she can shoot from that far,
On to the next individual, who will be much more understanding of Caitlyn's circumstances. There isn't really anything better. A location where she can be praised and more guidance than LeBron James, as we are all aware. Perhaps the most anticipated was LeBron. He was drafted as a prospect in the past, immediately following high school, whereas already speculating about him turning into Caitlyn Clark's enormous. The anticipation surrounding league changing can only be compared to him now. What follows? Naturally, all of the fame comes with that. LeBron's hatred has become one of the most despised athletes in his time, due to the standards he had established. The media spinning is nothing new to him. Stories regarding everything that he has that same target been on his. Caitlyn's back was in opposition to. Players put forth even more effort when facing them, make an effort to discredit them. Despite that, LeBron continued to. Reaching greatness is an uncommon accomplishment. In fact, neither an NBA nor WNBA player has able to meet and surpass expectations. It's good to know that LeBron is this big, has shown support for Caitlyn Clark and expressed some advice that was addressed. Much of the advice he gives her directly is about paying attention to other people's suggestions. Additionally, Caitlyn has stated that she is a student of the WNBA's game, therefore she appears to have a good head. Shoulders on this section. You must maintain your composure and concentration to endure as a legendary athlete as the years pass. No better example emerges. More so than LeBron himself, if you think. Then, LeBron can accurately forecast the future. Caitlyn Clark is most likely going to perform admirably. Perhaps this time, haters will come to just value the excellence of the upcoming generation. Basketball ability.
And my advice to anyone that comes in with this, this level of notoriety, out of this world expectation, whatever the case may be, I just think it's all about having, be a horse, man. The Kentucky Derby, put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in, prepare yourself, work on your game, work on your craft, kind of keep your mouth shut, and just learn from the vets. When they ask, you voice your opinion if they want your opinion, man, early on, because everybody is looking for you to say anything and they're going to splice it and cut it and make it a negative thing. I'm rooting for Caitlyn because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. I hope they do great.
Caitlyn is not solely focused on the fame and publicity due to her popularity, is merely the result of her extraordinary basketball prowess following her play. One of her greatest performances as a star point guard, Trae Young was compelled to give her. Caitlyn and Trae Young's flowers. There are many parallels in their playing. They don't depend on the game as the largest or most powerful athlete on the court. yet they rule the match with outstanding ability to create shots, and they make plays and play off defense of their group through the use of scoring dangers in a variety of ways. The most remarkable of these is their lengthy shooting at range, which genuinely opens up the floor to support their teammates and launch assaults at the rim. Because of this resemblance in Trey was able to break their approach, schematically illustrating how Caitlyn. It is possible for Clark to have these scores. This analysis demonstrates the eruptions. Trey's experience playing point guard position, but also the extraordinary Caitlyn Clark's basketball IQ already has that at such an early age. The same capacity to analyze defenses and ensure that all of the appropriate readings are great guards of all time have.
I mean, it's crazy. Like 40 and 12, like people don't understand. Like that's not easy. Like scoring and then getting everybody involved. Like what she's doing is unbelievable. And then she was using her hang dribble just to read if she was gonna be able to blow by her defender or not. And she was just doing step backs and side steps and dribbling in the lane, dribbling back out, and then shooting threes. But it started with her getting to the basket and just getting some layups, getting easy ones, getting some and ones to start the game. Like you could tell that she had a plan on what she was doing all night.
Curry Steph. He had to comment about Caitlyn Clark. Ultimately, it's not just Luka who has been likening Curry to Caitlyn. The female Steph has been donned by her. Curry has been a college label, but it's not difficult to see why her long-range shooting three-pointers is a dead giveaway. Comparisons have previously been made between the shooting form of Steph Curry with the Caitlyn Clark in a similar form. Both possess that dazzlingly rapid release time. Defenders are stunned, yet their games possess much more depth than that weapon. As Steph himself has noted, Caitlyn Clark's unique quality to be like Steph, you're not limited to having. You must have the ability to shoot like Steph. Gotta play and make the game a show for the crowd. You must have additional your game, then look for methods to improve your team and have an impact on the game, even if you are not holding the ball. That's what makes Steph so exceptional. From every additional guard who has been, they're working on their three-point shooting. It makes sense why others have questioned Steph a great deal about Caitlyn Clark, which Steph has been vocal about his commendation.
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot is like that. It's at that level. If you really watch, like her floor game is as impressive. So it's kind of the total package, and her being the French breaking that record and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple of years. Every building she goes into, there's a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for women's basketball.
Steph played for the NBA in a historic three-pointer with the WNBA's game was an exciting contest. With Steph, it was close until the very end, edging out the victory perhaps now that the NBA. In contrast to WNBA three-point shootouts, Caitlyn Clark could have been. Try your hand at competing with her. Idol has also refused to participate in the three-point contest is still open. She claims to know all about it in the future. We're crossing our fingers she does. When you hear the term controversy, there are fewer names in relation to the NBA that appear before Draymond Green. He is accustomed to informing others regarding his views, therefore it's not shocking. He has commented on Caitlyn Clark's. Draymond Green's podcast has been a little bit of a spokesperson for the position of enforcer for NBA players that are you there to be physically assaulted, adversaries, and defend their comrades. This makes him enlightening to listen to. In light of the disputes surrounding the WNBA players' extreme physicality with Caitlyn Clark, it's kind of obvious. Tradition of basketball and rookie hazing has existed always, but it is amplified if the most well-liked rookie in your Green's history in the league is swift to recognize Caitlyn's magnificence. Clark, but has also diverted focus to more greats that ought to be valued much more in his podcast. He includes numerous names of the former WNBA legends over the years who been establishing the foundation for what the league has opened its doors today. Door to let Caitlyn to enter and blow the WNBA building's roof as its new star. This is ultimately a fantastic something to observe, in Green's opinion. Yet we must always remember those who initiated the movement.
I think, like you said, Caitlyn's been great, but I've heard no one say Caitlyn got the opportunity to be this because of all the sweat of these women that came before her. You know, so like it goes both ways. Like Caitlyn has 1,000% brought uptick in popularity to the league, which is great.
Victor Wanyama is the last one. He is perhaps the most comparable player to Clark is not playing, but in the particular setting in which they have joined the Women's League has been the most anticipated NBA up-and-coming prospects for decades. That Caitlyn Clark's situation in the although WNBA player Wanyama did not attend college, created a huge reputation for himself at his. It appears that the French league abroad, Caitlyn Clark followed suit at the Iowa University as a result of Victor. When asked about his favorite Wanyama, he just had one response: WNBA player, she's. He was particularly impressed with the only player by a male or female in college.
When she was in college, the only college player that I was really in awe of the game, you know. I'm saying men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive I've seen.
The anticipations for these two players were extremely popular. Their games have been watched by others, even prior to their NBA career and WNBA, since both of them have game-changing elements that are absolutely make them watch Caitlyn's TV. Unmatched shooting prowess and Victor. Because of Wanyama's incredible length, their individual leagues are in a race to the bottom in order to draft them. Caitlyn entered as the top choice last season in the WNBA, while Victor joined the NBA the previous season as well. Shook their leagues by each other right away, displaying one of the best rookie seasons that we have witnessed in a similar manner. Both are placed in a challenging circumstance. Their respective teams have a motive, was successful in selecting them at number one. Ultimately, even if you put up some insane numbers, their squad as a whole isn't performing to remain competitive, but the outcome, because their group is firmly based on their shoulders, which they have already ability to demonstrate their status as the new face of their franchise, but everyone is aware of they are capable of far more than that. They will shortly represent their league. It is recognized in both their situations in which they could wind up asserting that they are the best player in the history of their league. That's reasons why Caitlyn Clark's influence has spread. The largest NBA is now more than just the WNBA. Stars must comment on what she's doing, even those who hadn't before seen. The WNBA has had a lot to say thus far. Now that the stadiums are in the league, are full, so we can hear a lot more compliments and critiques from a lot more. How about you, folks? What are your observations regarding the latest WNBA growth carried? Do you agree with Caitlyn Clark's assertion that these NBA athletes have been discussing? She shared it with us in the comments section below. There will undoubtedly be more in the let's hope Caitlyn Clark's career keeps surprising us and inspiring us to follow this rising path toward the bright, the WNBA's future.